in Yogilates, I try to make sure that I give you enough variations that if you can't quite do what I'm doing, then I'll try to give you beginner options. Similarly, if you don't need as many breaks or anything like that, you can just keep on going, get a couple more reps in. It's fine to change your difficulty level either direction that way. And so let's go ahead and get started. We're making our way all the way onto our backs. And once we're comfortable here, give yourself that permission to have a couple of really good deep breaths flowing into the body and flowing back out. Connecting with the deepest breath you can possibly take. And generally speaking, when I say deep breath, people tend to focus on the chest rising up because that helps us to feel the lungs. But see if before you let the chest rise up, if you can let the belly rise out, and then that helps to push the diaphragm down, creating even more space toward the base of the lungs. So see if you can do that belly out, and then the chest and the lungs completely fill up. And take a few breaths deep and full, just like that. With your exhales, at this moment, let it be long and slow out the mouth. So inhale through the nose, exhale, relax out the mouth. But from here, this is the breath that we take as we're traveling through our class in Yogilates. In through the nose, out through the mouth. What that does is it helps to expel a lot of carbon dioxide out, and it helps us to really help our body become oxygen rich, feeding the muscle groups that we're using right here. And so with that breath already helping us begin, our intention, very simple today, focus on the whole body, trying to strengthen all the different parts of who we are. And included in that is the strength that's metaphorical. So imagine as you're strengthening your physical body, that you're also helping the deeper, truer parts of who you are. One more inhale, exhale out the mouth. Take the knees into the chest. And know that the stuff that we do while we're on our back, generally speaking, you can lift up your head, neck, and shoulders for much of it. A lot of times that gets tiring for the neck after a little while. And so you have that option to lift it up for some of them, lower it back down for others. This first one is exactly that way. So you can lift up head, neck, and shoulders for at least part of it, or you can just stay down the whole time. What we do is we allow the toes to extend out, choose a nice angle that allows the low back to stay pressed on the ground. Exhale, come back in. So inhale, length. Exhale, come back in. Pay attention to that low back. If it's arching off the ground each time, you need to raise your angle just a little bit higher. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take an extra breath just to relax with the knees in. We're going to exhale. The next inhale, extend back out to that angle. Keep the inner thighs together, heels together, but turn the toes out. So our feet are in a figure V shape. So from this long angle, we work through some flexibility of the ankles. We point the toes, and then we pull the toes back to flex the feet. So repeat that a few times. Pointing and flexing. Keep the breath going. If you start to feel the low back arch, raise your angle a little higher. Point and flex. Let's do 10 more points. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Come back in. Bring the hands around the right knee. Left leg slightly long and just relaxes on the ground. Give this right knee a good tug in, trying to pull it in as deeply as you're capable of. From here, let this left leg hover above the ground. The hands hover by our sides. And then we exhale, switch the knee that's in. Exhale, switch. Again, low back is completely connected to the ground. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left knee comes in, right leg gets its chance to relax. Pull this knee in nice and tight. Similar movement with our legs for this next set, only this time we take fingertips behind the ears. Right leg hovers, and we twist right elbow to left knee. When we switch, we twist left elbow to right. Going back and forth. Again, if you're wanting to make it more simple, make it so that you're pointing up to the sky instead. If you're wanting to make it harder, with this one, it's hard to lift the low back off the ground, so you're safe to hover all the way off the ground. Know that your reps don't have to be super fast. You can go nice and slow. Our biggest focus is trying to lift the opposite shoulder up. We're not just touching, it's not too hard to do. Also lift. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work. Bring the knees into the chest, a hand on each knee. Let the knees do some nice circles. There's different ways you can do the circles. I personally like to have each knee going to the opposite direction. And then reverse. So if one going clockwise, the other goes counterclockwise. But some people like to bring both knees together and just roll around that sacrum. That can be absolutely fine as well. Beautiful. Now, the pointing and the flexing that we did of our feet earlier, we're going to expand that exercise that we were doing. And so this time, we bring both legs together. Start with the legs right above our torso. Hands can be on the floor next to the hips. Or you can even tuck the thumbs right under the hips. That helps keep that low back grounded. Remember that the feet are tracing a figure V shape, so inner thighs are squeezing together and the feet are turned outward. And so from here, when we travel down, the feet are flexed. From there, after we get to that far angle, we point the feet, lift back up. So flex, down, point, up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. You can feel kind of like a mermaid legs. Keeping that squeeze going together. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bottoms of the feet together into a cobbler's pose. Let those inner thighs open out. As the thighs are opening, let the arms circle up overhead, intentionally letting there be an arch to the low back right now. Good lift. Feel your body relaxing. That's part of the point of these breaks, is to give our body fresh oxygen. We're slowing down our heart rate again. So that way we have strength and energy to take us into the next movement that's coming up. Also adding in little stretches to keep the flexibility going. Long, lean muscles. Okay, from here, leave the legs just like they are, nice and wide. Reaching the arms up overhead, that's our inhale. Exhale, we're going to lift the arms up. Lift as much of the back off the ground as you can as you reach through the legs. And then inhale, relax. So exhale, reach through. Inhale, back down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. From here, lift the knees back up. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Hands are on the floor next to our hips. Let's take a few bridge poses. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. Nice inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted. If you have the ability to clasp your hands under your back, take that clasp, tucking the shoulders under, try to arch higher. From this lift, the heels rise above the ground and heels slowly lower. We're not slamming them down. Here's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set the heels down, set the glutes down, straighten our legs all the way up to the sky, turning the toes outward. Our hands reach up to the sky almost like we're a little zombie. And so from here, any exhale, we're trying to touch the toes. Inhale, shoulders roll back down. Exhale, touch. Inhale, down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hands can go around the back side of the right leg, left leg drops down. Just pull this in a nice stretch for the entire back side of the leg. Ankle rolls are totally welcome if that's feeling good in your body right now. Okay, second leg, that left one hovers above the ground. We do some straight leg switches. So exhale, left legs up. Exhale, right legs up. We do a little inhale just during this, excuse me, during the switch. Exhale, switch. Exhale, switch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If left leg's not up, take one last switch. Left leg gets its chance to stretch. So continue to extend the heel straighter and straighter upward and continuously pull that leg in. Obviously, you can roll out the ankle too if that's feeling good today. Okay, so from here, we're going to try to do these straight leg switches without our hands. So hands will be hovering at our sides. If that proves to be slightly too difficult today, you can bring hands back on. Also remember that you don't have to do all the reps. If you need to take breaks and then join back in, totally fine. So we get ready with the hands hovering, both legs trying to straighten out as much as they can. That helps to include the quads in the stretch. In the strength. And so second leg hovers above the ground. We're all set up. So when you're ready, exhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Both feet plant down and both feet do some nice windshield wipers. Both knees fall left. Both knees fall right. Feel how this rocks through the low back, helping to add a good amount of release and comfort there. Okay, beautiful. When that's feeling much more happy, we're adding in yet another aspect of the feet flexing and pointing. Remember, if this third one is way too much for you, you can either do the last thing that we did where we just go back and forth between the upright angle and that 45-degree angle. That's perfectly fine to go with that range of motion, or even just stay upright the whole time and work on the feet flexing and pointing. Those are great variations. Otherwise, this time, we're going to also include the legs opening, and we're also going to include the legs going past this upright angle. So we start off with the legs together with the toes pointed. And so from here, we sweep up over our body. We lift up our legs to try to get about parallel with the mat above our head. And from there, we open the legs, flex the feet, and try to roll the hips back down until the legs are at our starting angle, whatever angle that is. Low back is not lifting off the ground. Point the toes, legs are together. Exhale, swing the legs all the way up. And then flex the feet, roll down. Okay, so use the breath. Exhale. Flex the feet, inhale. Legs together. Legs separate. Point. And flex. Repeating a few more times. Let's try to go for 10. 9. 8. 7. Keep the breath going. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Try to lower the legs all the way slowly to the ground. Beautiful. Letting the arms reach up overhead. Clasping the hands together, sweep the clasped hands under the back side of the head. And then we're picking up the head for a little neck stretch for a moment. If it feels good just to stay in stillness, this can be absolutely beautiful. Sometimes I'll swivel my elbow so that my head turns a little bit to the left, and then head turns just a little bit to the right. So add a good, deep, relaxing space right there. Okay, when the head relaxes back down, the arms straighten up overhead. Just take a few more breaths to be with our body. Feel all the things that have been working for us so hard through this point in class already. Feel all that strength. And imagine that that strength has been uncovering other strengths that you have that maybe they've been latent. You haven't paid attention to them anytime recently. It's almost like an archeological dig right now. The deeper we go into our muscles, the deeper we go into that energy of our deeper strengths. Okay, so from here we're taking roll-ups. So with any inhale, we're on the ground, stretching up overhead. With any exhale, we try to roll up as slowly as we can, trying not to use momentum unless we get stuck and we literally cannot get up. We try to go upright through a straight spine, and then we reach over our toes. Rolling down one vertebrae at a time. This is our long inhale. Lungs are full when the arms are up overhead. Exhale, reach up, and over. 10. Remember, you can go slower than me or faster. And if you're going faster, make sure you're not using momentum. You're still trying to have that slow control the whole time. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good, rolling all the way down. Take a few extra breaths. Trying to go for teasers from here. With a huge exhale, we wind up in boat pose. Legs rise up, trying to stay at a nice straight angle, and arms come up, extending up to that same angle that the legs are out. Now, this is notoriously hard, so if you can't do it, your variation is going to be planting the feet, trying to grab onto the thighs, and then trying to sit up to balance in a nice boat pose, and then rolling back down. Okay, so we've all got a variation to play with. We take our inhale on the ground. Our exhale brings us up to boat. Inhale back down. Exhale. Inhale. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. If you're struggling for these last couple, that's great. That just means we're fatiguing our muscles in a good way. Good. When you finish, relax. Let's take a roll up, just stretch up and over our toes, and just stay in that beautiful stretch. Okay, we start to straighten back up. Our arms reach out in front of us, level with the ground. And what we do here is going back and forth. It's almost like we're a saw, teetering forward and backward. So anytime we're passing through the center, we're trying to make sure we're upright. It doesn't really help as much if we look more like this, nice and round. So try to engage from the very low part of our core. Try to straighten all the way up as tall as we possibly can. And so from here with that tall spine, we stretch forward. Maybe the fingers can go past the toes. Straighten back up. From here, roll partway backward to the point where you still have control, and then straighten back up. So it's an exhale when we go forward. Inhale, straight. Exhale, back. Inhale, straight. Inhale brings us back to the center anytime. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Trying to stay upright in our straight, tall spine. We're strengthening our shoulders just a little bit more. You can feel them burning already, perhaps. And so straight, tall spine, arms lift up, inhale, arms lower down as if you're pressing down on something, giving like one of those groundhogs that pop up, getting one of those to push down into the ground. So inhale, float up, exhale with pressure down. Inhale, exhale. And imagine as you're pushing the hands down, your spine is trying to lift taller. So inhale, Exhale, hands push down, spine gets taller. Let's go for 5 more. 4, 3, and the arms be squeezed in more above our head. 2, naturally they splay open, so squeeze them in. 1, our spine is tall. Great work. Bring the knees in. Our feet are planting, and our hands plant immediately behind us. This one's going to be for the triceps now. And so lifting the hips up, we stay more or less in this shape. But the big thing that we're doing is bending the elbows and try to make sure they're not going wide. Try to squeeze them together behind you, and then elbows straighten back up. Bending elbows and press them straight. Bending elbows and press. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Setting down onto the hips. Take a moment to just sit in a comfortable seated position. Right arm crosses over the body. Left arm hooks around. So pull that shoulder in, giving the shoulder neck stretch. And I like to drop my head over to the left side. That helps lengthen the right shoulder. Good. Inhale, both arms open. Exhale, left arm crosses over the body. Hook around it and pull it in. Beautiful. Inhale, open back up. And then we take a boat pose. So both knees are together. From our boat pose, our arms are going to lift up overhead. It's like they're tracing a rainbow. They both try to touch down to this side. If the right hand doesn't touch me, you're going to the left. That's okay. Inhale up. Exhale, touch down to the other side. Here, inhale up through the center, exhale, touch down to one side, inhale up, exhale, touch. Five more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the feet into plant. Hug around. If you can hug all the way to touch your elbows, that's great. Let the spine round back just a little bit, trying to drop the head down to the knees. And then round up and forward the opposite direction. The feet slide forward just a little bit. You've got more, it's more to your hands on the knees, so you can arch the spine back. Good work. Okay, so from here, back to a boat pose. This time in boat pose, our hands are together in front of us. From boat, we extend the toes away. Our chest lowers back just a little bit. When the knees come in, we twist the knees slightly to the right so that left elbow can touch the outside of the right thigh, and then toes out, touch to the other side. So you're always touching opposite elbow to opposite thigh. So take a few of these. Exhale. When you come in, inhale, lift. Let's go for 5 more to each side. 5, 5, 4, 4, 1, good job. Roll over onto your hip that lets you face toward the screen. From here, you're dropping the bottom elbow down. The top hand can be on the floor or on your hip. The legs are long, so we're in one straight line. So from here, we're doing hip lifts. When we rise, the hips rise up. We're trying to arch like a dome as high as I can, and then try to slow motion lower down. We're going for 10 on this side. So when you're ready, hips lift and down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Setting that hip down, bend the knees, tucking them in. Walk your hands up so that you've got your feet to one side and you're sitting to the other side. So from here, the bottom elbow takes a chance to stretch up and over, lengthening through the muscles that help that action happen. Beautiful. Rising up, swing your feet to the other side of the mat, and then set down onto the second elbow. Your legs are long. You got your top hand planted, or if you want to make it harder, hand to the hip is fine. So when you're ready, we're lifting up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Tuck the feet in. And then the elbow that was just down, that arm stretches up and over. Good work. Rising up. We're heading toward our last couple of strengthening things, and then we get a nice opportunity toward the end just to stretch a lot of muscle groups out. And so let's make our way to a plank position. If your hands creates a little bit too much pressure on your wrists doing the higher plank, you can drop down to elbows. That's perfectly fine as well. What we're going to do is start off with ourselves closer toward the left side of the mat. So it's like our torso is trying to be right over that left edge. We lift up to plank. Remember, it's better to dome slightly up in plank than to have things collapse down, because that just hurts our spine after a while. And so find your plank position as strong as you can make it. What we do is take like a crab walk. The right hand and the right foot go wide. Left hand joins. Another step to the right and join. Left, left, right, right, left, left. 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Coming back onto your mat. Try to slow motion lower all the way down onto your belly. Whew, good work. So arms stretch up overhead. We're doing swimmers. This can absolutely be done in slow motion, or once we get the hang of it, we can speed it up as well, your choice. And so I like to keep my head gazing down rather than trying to crank up through the bones of my neck. And so from the head, just gazing a couple of inches in front of your mat, lift your right arm and left leg. When you lower that, lift the left arm and right leg, and lower. So you're welcome to just continue this nice slow pace. Or have everything hovered and just paddle quite a bit faster, like you're swimming through the water. Keep the breath flowing. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Oh, let your head rest down, gazing over to the right side for a few breaths. Stretching through that part of the neck. Head gazes over to the second side. And from here, bring the hands in, stacking the palms. This creates a little pillow for the forehead so you don't squish your nose. Just let that forehead down. From here with our legs, we're tracing the shape of a diamond. So right above the floor, the toes need to touch together. And then as you lift up, the legs need to widen to the wide part of the diamond and then touch as high as they can go up to the sky. Wide halfway down and then narrow right above the ground. Wide and touch up high. Wide, touch narrow. Wide, up high. Wide and down, wide and up. Follow your breath. I like to use my inhales as I'm lifting up, exhales as I'm lowering down. So it's like exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Rest down, a couple of breaths. We've got one last hard thing, and then we just get to wrap ourselves up with some beautiful stretches. So from here, we start off in a downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up high. Step the right foot to the outside of right hand. So from here, we're going to do a jump switch or a step switch. If you're step switching, you step this right foot back, left foot forward, and just continue that way. If you're doing the jump switch, when you've got one foot forward, in the middle of the air, you try to do the switch so that you land with the left foot forward, and then switch again. Okay, so choose your option. We're gonna try to go for 10 complete cycles. So when you're ready, take an inhale, exhale, begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Land on the left, step back, drop down to knees. You've earned a really good child's pose. So let the hips sit back, let your arms stretch forward. Try to see if you can rest your forehead all the way to the ground. Walk the hands over to the direction of the right side, just however far you can reach. Try to keep the head rested downward. And walk back through the center, leftward. And see if you can rest the head down. Back through the center, enjoy an extra bonus breath here. Huge inhale. Huge exhale. Start to walk back up. We want to stretch out our legs. And so, take a downward facing dog shape. Float the right leg up to the sky. Step that foot forward and through, and then drop the back knee down. Now, first things first, let's try to stretch the back quadricep. So hips try to sink forward, and then see if you can sweep your right hand toward the left toes. Bring them up behind you, and then trying to spiral your shoulders open. If that's not quite happening, don't worry, just keep your hands down and continue to push the hips down. That does still stretch the psoas very nicely. Dropping the back toes. From here, sink the hips forward as deep as we can make them. Another couple of breaths. Straighten the front leg. If you're able to keep the front leg straight and lower your torso a little lower, that's fine as well. Feel how everything in your body is slowing down. Your breath is gradually slowing. Your heart is slowing. You feel warmth. Imagine that warmth is how deep you got to go in your archaeological dig, finding your strengths. Another breath in. And then from here, take this leg back. Rise back up to downward facing dog. Tuck toes, lift hips. Left leg begins to float all the way upward. Step it forward and through. When we drop the right knee down, we sink the hips forward, and we see if we can circle the left hand to the right toes behind us. Pulling us in for the quad stretch. Again, if you can't do it, just sink the hips forward. You'll get the psoas stretch instead. If you are there, try to square the shoulders open to the side wall. Releasing the back toes. We're squaring our shoulders forward, still sinking down. Find ourselves straightening that front leg. Once again, if we can keep it straight and lower down, that's fine. If we start to lower and it begins to bend, we've taken the stretch out of the hamstring. So that one's less acceptable. Okay, when we take this leg underneath us, turn yourself around to sit. Both legs extending forward. And from here, slide the right foot into plant. The left hand or the left elbow circles around that right knee, helping to set us up in a beautiful spinal twist. When we return forward, drop this right thigh down. The foot is to the inner thigh. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, stretch up and over that left leg. We rise up, we switch the legs out, planting left foot, the right hand or the right elbow hooks around, so that our spine gets a good chance to wind around itself. Spinal twist can be detoxifying and also motivating. It's energizing for our body, helping us to find the strength, find the motivation to do all the good things that are required of us in our lives. Another breath. And then return forward, drop this thigh down. Inhale, circle up to the sky. Exhale, release forward. Start to rise up, both legs go back and forward. We have the arms floating in front of us, spine tall, and then gradually roll down, one vertebrae to touch down at a time. As you find yourself resting back down to the earth, ask your body, do you need anything else from me? Is there one last kind stretch I can give you after all the work you just did for me? If your body wants happy baby or a twist, anything like that at all, give it a gift right now until you're ready to release into your Shavasana, where we just focus on our breath. Inhale through the nose, slow down that exhale, just comfortably out the mouth. And that will be our Shavasana today. When you're ready for it, if you're still doing that last stretch, no rush. Enjoy this time to be with your body, searching for those beautiful strengths. Again, inhale nose, and exhale slowly out the mouth. It's like we're releasing the weight off of our chest. As we begin our gradual return back to our body, notice if you were able to stick with that relaxed breath through the entire time. If so, congratulate yourself. That's a feat, something that most beginners in breathwork and meditation are not quite able to do. So good work. And your body is thankful for all that extra oxygen you fed it, because our breath is normally shallow through the day. And so from here, let's take a huge breath, one more into the nose, a relaxed sigh out the mouth, and then begin to introduce little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists, stretching out like you're waking up first thing in the morning. Eventually rolling over to a nice fetal position on one side. Take another 2 or 3 breaths. Eventually rising up to a comfortable seated place. Join the hands together in front of the heart. And listen to your intuition as it gives you the first spark answer to this question. What is my strength? And what is it that I'm here to do that no one else can do? So if you got that initial intuition, listen to that, ponder on it through the rest of the day. And if not, ponder on it through the rest of the day, asking ourselves, how can I work more with my strength? And so with overall total body strength to help lead us forward into this marvelous day, let's wrap up this beautiful time we got to share together with the sound of Om. Inhaling together now. Om. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.